Welcome. In front of me is an Honor 400 Pro, and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device and also its specifications. Okay, so I just get straight into it. I might need a knife to cut through this. It's probably going to be nicer. There we go. And then two, there's for some reason an energy sticker on the back right here. Don't recall ever seeing those on a phone. Now, popping it open, got nothing right here. Just a thicker piece of cardboard to maybe protect the screen. Then the phone itself. Under that we get charging cable, which is a Type-C to Type-C, and paperwork, and that's about it. So really piss poor amount of accessories that we have right here, not even a case for the phone, which I would expect from a Chinese kind of branded phone, but guess Huawei doesn't think so. Sorry, Honor, because apparently that's a big difference. Anyway, so let's start off with the display. This is a 6.7-inch display, which is just the traditional size, with a resolution of 1280 by 2800 pixels. Actually, let me just bring this up. It's also kind of going to be a shout out to GSM Arena, where I'm getting all these data from. Scrolling down, we also have AMOLED display, 120 Hz refresh rate, HDR vivid, 5000 nits of peak brightness, which is pretty high, and then 89.5% screen to body ratio with 460 pixels per inch density. So that's the display. Truth be told, you kind of have a comparison between two phones right here. So this is the new S25 Edge, and this phone, which was released not too long ago, May 22nd, and one just seems like a phone from 3 years ago, while the other one with its bezels looks just completely like modern, I would say. You can kind of see this side by side. They're both have about the same kind of screen size, but just one hits different, I would say. Now, I'm not really kind of showing here Samsung is still kind of shit all in all, but I just kind of want to give you a comparison between what newer tech looks like compared to Honor, which just kind of starts to sell overpriced devices with very little changes happening to them. This looks like almost every other phone that they have released in the past half a decade, and the only difference here will be most likely the processor, which I haven't checked yet, and the cameras at the back, and the design of the camera bump at the back. And that's about it. I don't need to probably check the specs to know that I am correct, but we're gonna go through it anyway. So with the display out, let's actually talk about the cameras in this case. So we have at the back what looks to be a triple camera setup, and by the first glance, without looking right here yet, I can already see that this is actually looking like a pretty decent camera setup. So let's see what we get. We get a 200 megapixel f1.9 aperture wide sensor, 50 megapixel f2.4 telephoto, and 12 megapixel 2.2 ultra wide, which allows you to do 4K without specifications of what the frame rate is, unfortunately. But I presume, just quickly check, we have Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So I presume that would be hopefully 4K 60, but this is just wishful thinking. Anyway, on the front we also have a 50 megapixel selfie, wide one, and 2 megapixel depth. That's a sticker camera, let's not count that one. So it's just a one camera with an annoying wider hole punch camera for annoyance purposes. Now, if we move over to the internals, let's just kind of look at this. Now, bringing up my S25 normal one, it's about the same thickness. I could use this one, but that's an Edge, so you can see Edge is just a little bit thinner, but actually not. Okay, it is a... If we just count the body, not the camera bump, It is just subtly thinner. With the bumps, like we're talking about literally cliff right here compared to also not a small camera bump. And they actually both have about the same kind of bump. So yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the internals right here. So I'm gonna swipe up, and we have a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which I already mentioned, 128, sorry, not 120, 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is actually the only option that apparently comes here, but two different storage, 256 and 512, so half terabyte with no expandable storage. And in terms of battery, we're looking at 5,300 milliamp hours, that's for Europe, and 6,000 ROW. Don't actually know what that is. It's kind of weird that we have this kind of a difference in battery size, considering they're both supposedly using a silicon carbon based battery. Now, for people that don't know what this means, silicon carbon batteries are basically the newer type of battery which allows the battery itself, the physical object, to be same size while the capacity of it, so how many milliamps it has, to be bigger. And that's how you have phones, for instance, that went from having like 5,000 to having 6,500 milliamp hour battery. The size never changed, but the type of battery that allows it to now hold more charge did. So here we have the new one, and 6,000 would be accurate for a phone this size. So the 5,300 seems like it's not actually silicon carbon battery. It seems like it's a lithium-ion one, which I'm just saying that straight from the kind of specs, and considering the 5,300, this is what you typically see on a phone this size, or at least 5,000. So 300 is not that big of a difference. From that. Now, in terms of charging speeds, we're looking at 100-watt wired charging with no charger provided in the box, and they're advertising that you will get 50%, or 51 to be more exact, in 15 minutes, and up to 100 in less than 40, which is pretty good. We also have 50 watts wireless charging and 5 watts reversed wired charging. Now, just because I do have Samsung right here, before I give you anything, let's take a look at the price. So we're looking at about close to 800 euros for this phone. That would include tax already, and I think the 800 probably will be the more accurate one compared to the $1,200. I don't think that is correct, but I could be wrong. I also don't live in US, so I can't really check this that much, but let's just assume it's 800. At 1,200, that would be just batshit crazy of a price for Chinese phone. So you have a phone that compares to what I have right here, which is the S25 Edge. And apart from having a lower end processor, being the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 instead of 8 Elite for this price, which is kind of already a downgrade, we have a much bigger battery, and this thing doesn't even have 4,000 milliamps. Same size, just a little bit thinner. It's 3,900. It charges 5 times faster, as this goes to like 24-25 watts of charging with a cable, and I think it was 15 with wirelessly. So this wirelessly charges much faster than this garbage phone with a cable, and this also goes without asking for any other lineup of the S25 that came out. Even the Ultra, which is much thicker, only goes up to, I believe, 40 watts of wired charging. Again, this phone just completely blasts that out of the water, while also having more battery capacity. If we even look at the silicone, even if we look at the European version that supposedly has 5.3K battery, the Ultra has only like 5, if I remember correctly. So again, much bigger battery, much faster charging, just generally better experience in terms of battery life, I would say. But the biggest kind of downside right here will be the processor at the price. Getting a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is just a bit of an L. It's Honor, so I expected this much, to be honest. It's not like they're ever on time to the party. So with this kind of processor, you might as well go for, if you're going to be buying Chinese phone, you might as well go for something like a ZTE, what is it, Nubia Z70 Ultra. It will be a decent, very good phone for cameras, as it does have cameras with literally active shutter. So that's pretty good phone for photos. It will be just a little bit bigger than this, but it's actually size-wise it's about the same, just more blocky as the edges are more squared. No camera bump, under display camera on the front, which is pretty cool kind of tech. And on top of that, it's going to come with a Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is better than what we have on here, along with costing less than 800 euros. So yeah, again, Honor didn't really bring us anything great right here, so yeah. Anyway, so that's about it. Now if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.